Brandon, mic check.
Yep, Rand, you're good.
All righty. We're going to start the call in about, well, 1 minute. So stand by. Okay, it's 11 a.m. on the dot, and that's the time we're supposed to have our meeting today. Today is a continuing ongoing training call of the Client Creator System. Now, I thank you for being on the call. I want to mention a couple of things. If you can log in and want to log into your Client Creator System and follow along as we're showing you the CRM. This is part one of a two-part call. You're going to love it. You're going to love to see what this thing does. So it's an important call to be on. But remember, if you miss the call, we will post it in the Client Creator System in the video section so that you have it available to refer to as many times as you'd like. So don't worry if you go, oh, wait, I missed that. You can come back to it. The video usually goes up about how long after the call, Brandon?
This one, we'll try and keep it to a half hour. Sometimes it goes a little longer, obviously.
Oh man, that long? I'm just kidding you. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn the call over to Brandon right now to get started with the CRM, or Customer Relation Management, for those of you that don't know what CRM stands for, which I doubt is anybody. Okay, Brandon, it's all yours.
Okay, thanks, Rand. Okay, so yeah, as Rand discussed, we're going to go over the Client Manager in Client Creator, and I'm really going to try to break this into what you need to know on this very first call, and the processes and the details. And then on the second part of our CRM training, what I'm going to do is show you all the fine-tuned bells and whistles and the additional systems that we have. But the first part I'm going to go through is just going to be what you're going to do once you get a lead, how to view the information, how to contact the clients, how to do all of that stuff, so that you can utilize the system immediately after you start generating leads from our marketing system. So when you come into your Client Creator System, you're going to go right to the Client Manager if you generate a lead. And that's right here on this main menu. It says Client Manager. It's going to take you right into the system. Now, this is our test account, so I did generate a lead by going through the lead capture page system. So you'll see that there's one lead that's posted in here. So this is what you're going to see when you get a lead, and I'm just going to go through these sections with you. The first part, obviously, is going to be the name of the client, the date that the client was entered into the system, the email address that is in the system, and the source of the lead. The source is the lead capture page that they signed up with. So you have multiple lead capture pages in your system, whether we're doing 4-bedroom homes, whether we're doing a seller, whether we're doing a move-in ready, first-time home buyers, whatever it may be. So there's different types of sources that are in your Client Manager. So this will tell you what the source is. But this is only a summary. This is just telling you what the lead is. You'll see up here, you can sort by a couple different things. You can search your clients. You can type in a name, a phone number, an email address if you're looking for one particular client. And this is really helpful if you have a pretty big list or you imported a list into the Client Manager and you want to find somebody specific. You can put that information in here. These sections under here are the categories of the client type, and I'll go over where those are located. But if you have multiple categories that you set your clients up for, this is how you can sort from them as well. So if you want to only see your new clients, you would click here. If you want to see the ones that you categorize that they're in progress or working, you put them on here. Active, closed, future, whatever it may be. So that's one way to categorize and summarize your Client Manager list. This section here, you'll see you have all clients. That will put in everybody that you've either brought in from an email campaign, or if you imported into your system, or if they signed up through a lead capture page. So that will list all of your clients, even the closed ones. If you only want to see the ones that have come through your lead capture pages, so this will show only those that have signed up in a lead capture page. So if you manually added ones or imported ones from another CRM, this will filter those out and only display the ones that have been generated leads through a lead capture page in Client Creator. If you want to sort by the phone number, it'll pull the information by phone number. So I don't know if you saw that little blip there, but it took away the email address and now it's displaying the phone number in replace of the email address. And if you deleted a client and you want to go through those deleted ones, you can do that here. It'll show all of your deleted clients. So even if you delete a client from your client manager, the Client Creator system still archives them. So you can always bring somebody back. So many mistakes have been made. Oh, I didn't mean to delete that client. I need to bring them back. No worries. We keep everything to make sure that your account has the ability to bring somebody back. Or maybe you deleted them a year ago and you say, hey, this one wants to come back. Can I get them back into our system? Absolutely. You'll be able to pull them out of the deleted section and bring them back into your active client status.
Okay, we have a couple quick questions.
Sure.
The first question is, do we have a Spanish lead capture page? No, but everything is editable, so you can turn yours into a Spanish lead capture website very easily. And the other person says, can you give me a link to my email, or so I can see this on my computer? Should have already gotten a link. I don't know. This is Vera Lupian. Don't know that Brandon can send that to you right now.
What was
He's
the
in the
question?
middle.
I'm not sure what that question was.
She said, let me just find it again. Here we go. She said, can you give me a link to my email so I can see this on my computer? If you're on this Zoom call, you should be seeing it. The fact that you asked me a question would mean you're on the Zoom call. That link shouldn't have anything to do with it, should it? Did I have that wrong? You think,
No.
Brandon?
Yeah, I'm not, I don't, that's what I didn't understand. If you're on the Zoom call, you're on it.
Yeah, right.
I'm on, excuse me, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, so I'm trying to see it on the computer. I'm looking at it on my phone. It's hard to see your screen on the phone because I'm only seeing like a quarter of the page.
Oh, that's weird. I thought Zoom was set up for mobile.
Yeah.
It
Isn't it?
is, it's on my phone. I
Right.
want to see it on my computer where it's a larger screen.
Oh, then log in through your computer. Did you do that?
No, I'll try that now.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
you're welcome. All right, Brandon.
So, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the client. And again, I'm going to show you what you're going to do once you receive a lead. So this is the new lead that I received. So I'm going to go in here. Oh, one thing, I'm sorry, I apologize. Verified. Get a question on what verified means. All of the lead capture pages have a two-step verification process. So when they enter in their name or their email and their cell phone, they have a two-step verification process that is completed. So they'll get a code to enter in their code. And then what they'll do is they'll have to enter in that code successfully. And if that happens, they become a verified. So we're verifying the communication process on the Client Creator system. We want to make sure that they're not just putting in fictitious email addresses or phone numbers. We want to make sure that they're verified information. So that's what the verified means. So if this shows as verified, that means you have good communication channel for the lead, whether it be the email address and or the phone number. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the view of the client. And this is where it's going to be the most important. So it's going to populate, it's going to pull the name of the client, and that's going to be up here, the client ID. It's going to pull the date of the client that got entered into your system, the email address, the phone number that they entered in on the system. We're going to scroll down a little bit here. You're going to see the preferences, say source of where they're looking for, the market area that they're looking for. So it's going to show you the details of what they're looking for. So I just basically put in a little bit of information. So the one thing that you absolutely need to do once you generate this lead is you need to do this contact and social lookup. I mean, this is the very first step that you should be completing, because this is going to generate additional phone numbers, additional email addresses, additional social media profiles. So we want to make sure you have the most contact information to get in touch with these clients as you can. So that should be the very first thing that you go to when you pull into these leads. So what I'll do is
go ahead. I call that our magic button, and you'll see why. It's absolutely a must do, and it's one of the hallmarks of this system. Go ahead.
Yep. So we just click on that button. It brings up this little window, and then we're going to hit process lookup. It takes a couple of seconds. It should not be that long at all. And then once it processes, it'll pull out the information. So I apologize. I'm not online, so it's not going to change it here. So hang on 1 second. I'm just going to change this here.
Guys might want to all write that number down. I'm just kidding.
So I process that here, and it should be coming up. Yeah, it's not pulling up my. I apologize. It's not pulling up my information because it's on. I'm on a Zoom call, and it's got a communication issue. So I apologize for that. But when
you want to put me in real quick?
It won't, because I'm on a communication. It's blocking the connection to the internet because we're on the Zoom call, and this happens with Facebook and the social medias. I apologize for that.
Okay, let me just tell them what it pulls up.
Yeah, absolutely.
It will pull up every email ever associated with that person and that address. It will pull up every phone number that's associated with that person and physical address. It will pull up and line up all of their social media icons right below. If you could show them where that information will come up.
I'm actually going to try and pull up one of the older ones to see if it'll pull up that information on here, because I know we pulled it on maybe on the previous one. But yeah, it'll pull up all of the social media icons and details for the client. So just give it 1 second.
It's working.
Yeah, it's still blocking the connection. I apologize.
It is. Okay, so right under the contact and social media search, you'll see all of the icons for every social media site that they have. And that you can click on any one of those icons, and it will take you directly to that social media page that they have. Sometimes a great way to communicate with people is to go through the back door, another source, and communicate with them through Facebook or another one of their social media sites. But you'll have access to them all. You have every phone number for that person that you can get. And you will also get all of the email addresses that are associated with that person and or address. All of that lines up for you. It looks like Brandon is still
trying to get it to go through, but yeah, it won't. Keep on blocking my connection. I apologize.
I hope we're not confusing you guys.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yes, it will generate information for you. It'll generate social media information. It'll generate additional phone numbers, and it'll all populate within this section here. So you will see additional contact information that comes up. But again, the first thing that you're going to want to do when you generate the lead is come here and look up that information. And it will populate. And you'll see it populate. It'll be obvious that you'll see that information populate. You'll see additional email addresses come up here listed right below it. You'll see additional phone numbers come below it. If the employment information is in there, you'll see that populate here. So all of that will populate for your lead. So definitely process that.
Okay, here's somebody that said the YouTube video shows it. It's amazing. Yeah. It is amazing, you guys. I wish that our demo was working right now.
Yeah, it does pull up a lot of information, so it is a very, very good tool.
There's some people with technical questions. I would just say that rather than take everybody's time for your specific technical information or challenge you're having, just communicate at support@clientcreator.com. Get back. Does all contacts? Yes. It works
Okay.
on all your contacts.
Yep, even if you import them in, if you have a client database that you import in, excuse me, it will also work for those as well. Now, while I'm speaking about importing clients in, so when you bring in a client, let's say they do not come through a lead capture page. If you import them in, so you bring them in from another CRM into your system, they're going to come in unverified. So they're not verified when you're brought into the system. Our system is going to send out an email from your account, your information, and ask them to opt in to receiving messages from the client creator system. We are not able to automatically add and start sending messages, emails, and text messages to a client until they opt in. We get this question all the time. So they have to opt in, they have to approve that they want to start receiving messages from the client creator system. Again, whether it be email and or text, they do have to opt in. So that has to be processed.
And the benefit to you is this, because I wasn't so much for this as Brandon remembers, until I thought about it. Because the benefit to you is that you will get more emails delivered than ever before. And the reason for that is that our company has a stellar reputation with all of these different email systems out there, these different channels that we go through. What's the name I'm thinking of? All the ISPs and stuff that are out there that deliver email. They're the ones that decide whether or not to trash that, to delete it, or put into a spam folder. We have a very good reputation. Our emails get delivered at a high rate, and that's one of the reasons. We don't want to have, and you don't want to have, a reputation for having emails going out that they clog up and say, no, this person doesn't want you to do, they reported your message as spam. So that's one of the biggest reasons that we verify any of the names that come into the system. It says, can we see what was sent to them? I've only had a few people agree to connect.
Yeah, you can do it one of two ways, and normally when our support will reply by saying add yourself to the system, and it'll automatically send you an email, and that way you can see it. Now, this message that goes out is not really customizable. It has to meet requirements for the spam rating. So we have to make sure that it has a certain verbiage in here, and it has the certain information and the options for the link. So I know you want to add your own personal touch to it for the message. We put all of your information in there. We label it with your real estate information, your name, your contact information. So we are able to put that in there. But the actual text of the message and the body of the message has to meet requirements. And again, if any of you are familiar with spam and the processes with the email, there's strict regulations on this. So we have to make sure we're in compliance with this. But once they're approved and they click on the link and opt in, we're good to go. So, you know, Rand spoke to it briefly. We have a very high deliverability, and this not only goes with the email and text campaigns. This goes with the Monday morning coffee messages that go out each week. You know, they're sent out in hundreds of thousands a week. So we want to make sure that deliverability stays extremely high. Otherwise, you know, the follow-up process and the email campaigns and text campaigns are really, they will suffer. And we don't want to get anybody blocked for spam. So you know, there's a process, and there's a reason why, you know, we're so reputable in what we do, is because we make sure that we, you know, dot all the I's, cross all the T's on how we get people to receive communication from Client Creator.
And all of that's done automatically for you, so you don't really have to worry about it at all.
No.
We take care of doing all of that behind the scenes. Okay.
Yep. So the next thing I just want to go in, and again, we're covering what to do right after you get a lead. We covered the contact and social system. So yes, you want to definitely do that. The other thing I want everybody to notice is that in this section over here, the email campaigns and text campaigns. So an email text campaign, when they sign up for a lead capture page, through the marketing that our team is doing for you, they automatically get enrolled into a email campaign and a text campaign. And that will be shown right here. So you can go into the system, you can see the email text campaign that's assigned to them. If you click on the text campaigns, it'll show you the text campaigns that come up on the system as well. So each of these will show you that an email and or text campaign has been assigned. They are receiving messages from you to the client creator system. And remember, they're already verified because they completed that two-step verification process. That's them opting in to receive messages. So you don't need to send them an opt-in messages. The people who come through a lead capture page, that is the opt-in process. So they're already receiving messages, but that doesn't mean that you're not supposed to follow up with them directly. This client, when I fill this in, they're looking for 4-bedroom homes in a specific market area. Client creator does not send them a list of homes. We will not send them a list of 4-bedroom homes in the market area. That's going to be your job. That's the realtor's job to start that follow-up. Send them homes that might meet the criteria that they're looking for. We always get asked, will you send them automatically a list of homes? No. Once the lead's generated and they're in the email campaign and text campaign, that's when you're going to take over. We don't do any other follow-up other than, with in the drip campaign system. The realtor has to take over after the lead is generated and do the follow-up.
Other than the automated follow-up campaigns, which consist of an email going out every 3 to 4 days over a period of usually 30 to 45 days. Okay, and those will all be listed right here so you can see where you're at in the follow-up process for each contact.
Yeah, if you go into, now I'm still in this email campaign. If I click on the modify, it'll come up and it'll show me all of the messages that are going to go on. Now, again, I'm going to actually go through this specifically on the email and text campaign training, but I just, again, want to give you a way to see what's going out. This tells you the date that the message is going out, the subject of the message is here, and this is the body of the messages. This is what's going to go out to this. The next message is going to be on July 6th. It's going to tell you the subject of the message and then what the details are. July 9th. So this is going to tell you all of the messages that are going to go out, the dates that they're going to go out, and the content of what is going to go out. And obviously, you can click on the edit and edit any of this information. If you want to change some of the details in this, you can absolutely do that. So this will show you all of the messages, the dates that they're going to go out to the client. Same goes with the text campaigns. If you want to view those and see what is being sent out to them, you'll see the messages just going out to those campaigns. Now, if you notice a little bit of a difference, text campaigns are very short and sweet. They're a text message. Obviously, we don't have bolded text or any highlights like that or any colors. It's not how text messages work. Text messages are just like you texting your family member. They're short, one sentence, concise. If a person replies to a text message that's sent out in Client Creator, it will automatically come to your cell phone. So you don't have to communicate through the Client Creator system if you do not want to. It'll come right to your cell phone and then you can communicate directly with the buyer or seller that way. So we want to make sure that it's fast, easy communication for you as well. And with that said, also with the email campaigns, if a person replies to any of the email campaigns that are sent out from Client Creator, automatically goes to your email address. So you don't need to come in and manage the messages within the Client Creator system. You can communicate directly through them from either your email or your cell phone. With that being said, if you want to, you can send emails directly to the client right from the system. So let's say you're in here and you want to send out a quick message to them. You just come up to the send mail. It'll automatically populate their email address. It'll automatically populate your email address. You can put in a subject and then type in your message. This is my message. And hit the send button, and that'll send them a direct message. So let's just you're coming in here trying to do some cleanup on clients or some quick follow up. That way you don't have to open up your email program and keep Client Creator open. You can just communicate directly through them. It'll send the message out to them directly. Same thing with a text message. If you want to do text message, click on send text. It'll come up with their phone number to text them. You could type in the message and hit send, and it'll automatically send them a text message. And again, if they reply, it'll come right to your cell phone. So it makes it really, really easy to manage. Your other areas we're going to cover, and again, I want to make sure that we're focusing right now on the follow-up process and the communication process, because this is the most important. You'll see there's a lot of other bells and whistles in the task system that we can do, and we will cover that. You can add a note to the client. If you talk to them on a specific day, you can put that information in here. If you have a task to complete with them, you can add that information here, and that'll add to your calendar. And again, I will go all over that information, but there's a couple other things that I want to make sure that I cover in this call before it gets too long. The one thing that I want to make sure that we cover is down here, is in this client type. We have a couple different types of client types on here. So when you generate a lead on the system and you want to categorize this client after you speak to them or you review their information, you can click on the client type and it'll populate with the client types that are in your system. And if you click the drop down, you'll see the types of clients that are listed in here. So you can categorize them as a buyer, expired listing, FSBO, whatever it may be. This one actually is a buyer. So you want to just click on buyer and hit save. So that way it categorizes the client the right way.
Excuse me, I have a question for you if I can. Can you change client type once you set in like a buyer? Can you change the client type like gone or something like?
Sure thing. So yep, I was going to just go through that. So we have this client type as a buyer, and then let's just say we want to change that now. And then again, we come in here and it's not listed there. So if you want to add a category, just click this little add button in here, enter the client type, and I'm just going to put no longer looking and hit save. And then once we save on that, we'll click on here, and then you'll see that category is down here, and I can just hit save, and it'll update and put them as a client type. So you can create as many client types as you want in the system and categorize them as you want as well. So no limits to what you can do there.
And I assume there's some way to be able to sort by client types at some point, I imagine.
Yep, that's done on the client manager. And I'll quickly go back to that. If you go back to your client manager, you can either search by client types, or you can type in the client type in here. So I'm going to put it in here. Like I'm losing my connection with you. Okay, there we go. So let's say we're looking. I only have one person in here, unfortunately, so it's going to come up with that one person. But you can type in the. Oh, I'm losing my. Yeah, I'm losing my connection. Hang on one second.
Okay. He's having to log in again.
Yep, I'm losing my connection for some reason. Hang on one second. Sorry, and just so you know, we're doing this live. It's not like I'm doing screens on here, so I'm bringing up the system, so that's why it's coming up like that. But yeah, you can type in the type of client type in your search client. So if you have a category that's a buyer, you can type in buyer here. It'll list all of the clients that are in the system. Or if it's no longer looking, you could put that information in here, and then it'll automatically populate the details of that. So you can put all of that in there and categorize all of those clients by that way. So I'm going to go back into the client list. So the other status is going to be your client status. And this is going to be, they're automatically categorized as new, in progress, active, closed, working, and future. So these are all the primary categories in Client Creator. So you can select them. And those, again, if you remember on the Client Manager, they were across the top for you to be able to sort for. So these are the processes you can change if they're active. You can change it to active. It'll update the system and go right to their new client type. So you can change everybody here and put their information in here. Now, the one thing I did not do, and I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to stop the share just because I'm going to pull up another screen real quick, because I'm going to show you that home value system, which is really cool. And this is one that has an address on it. And I'm going to pull this up. Hopefully it's still in here. Yes, it is. Okay, so share the screen.
Brandon, when you get back in the other screen,
Yep.
can you tell them what, or right now you could do it? It says you have 22 credits available. People want to know, what does that mean?
Okay, yep. So Client Creator provides you with 25 social media credit lookups. So each time you process a lookup, contact and social search, or a phone number lookup, if it's successful, if it produces a result, it will use one of your credits. So as you do your leads and you process a credit and it generates results for you, it takes a credit away. If you want to add credits, you click on the add button right here. It'll take you to the option to purchase additional credits on your account. 50 lookups are $25, 100 lookups are $40, and 200 lookups are $70. So it's very, very affordable to look at that information. And again, it only processes a credit if if a lookup is successful. If it's not successful, if it doesn't produce any information, it does not charge you a credit lookup. But as all new clients come into Client Creator, you get 25 lookups onto your account.
And by the way, that's not per month. Those 25 are there until you've used them all. So they're not going to start over and you'd have to buy credits. It says, where can we find the recording of this meeting? After the meeting has ended, log into Client Creator and go to the video library.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I'll show you that real quick, but after we're done. But I do want to show you on this one, if you have a property address in your client information, you can see that here. You can click on this home value. If you bring up this home value, it'll show you the information on the property. And unfortunately, this is a bad address, but you can click on that information and it'll pull up the information. Actually, I just got a notification. Zoom is blocking all of my outside communication to all the websites.
Oh, you're kidding.
I'm not sure. This happens with Facebook too. I can't even go on Facebook. So every time I click on something within a Zoom that I'm doing a screen share, it's blocking my connection. I don't know if it's their firewall or what, but that's why the contact and social is not working for this, and that's why the home value. But if you click on this home value, it'll pull up that information for the property.
That is so cool that it does that for you. That's why we put it in there. You click on it and it'll pop up and educate you to the estimated market value. Yeah, with all the information associated with it.
It'll show you all the details, the current market value, the location. It'll even pull up an aerial map of the property as well. But yeah, and again, I can't apologize enough. I'm not sure why Zoom, it used to be able to do it within Zoom, but every time I pull it up, it sees that there's a firewall issue on Zoom, and maybe I have to make a change on my end, but I didn't really realize that before. But yeah, it'll pull up your information for the Zoom call. I mean, for the home value. So the one thing I do want to show is that, again, and I do kind of like a maintenance thing down here. If you come to your homepage and you have update needed, please make sure you pay attention to that. That means our social media team or our marketing team needs something for you. So if you click on here, it'll bring up your account and your information. There's a message that's probably going to appear right here, and it's going to tell you a section that needs to be completed. So please don't skip over that, because it could be something important that we need. So make sure you keep an eye on that. If you see that, try to take care of that right away. And again, we do record all of these meetings. We have all of the video libraries are in the video library section. There'll be a Zoom section. So after every Zoom meeting, you can click on that and it'll bring you up to the Zoom meeting. This one is still going on, so there's nothing there yet. But once you go into it, it'll pull up all of the information. You'll see we had last week's Zoom meeting in there. Shortly after this one's over, it'll be populated here as well.
And they're always live. These calls are always live.
Yep.
So
And-
Brandon, before we finish up too, because I know you're just about done, we've got a ton of questions. So I wanted to know if we can't answer some of them. Is it now a good time, or
Yeah,
you ready?
sure, fire away.
Okay. The source that the home valuations come from.
They're the lead capture pages that are being used for your marketing. So the source of the lead capture page is the name of the source of the client is the name of the lead capture page that they signed in on.
I think the source of the information, I think, to get the home value. I believe that's what they're talking about.
Well, we use public data, so whatever is available. So we'll pull in from public data, we'll pull in from realtor.com, we pull in from Trulia, and we pull in from Zillow. So whatever we are able to get the most information in for is where the data is supplied at. And at the very bottom of the message, you'll see source, and then you'll see where the information came from.
Okay, next question. Says, what if it gives you an extra phone number? Is it, but nothing else? Is it still considered a credit? I'm not sure what that means, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, they're saying if they do a lookup and it only provides one additional phone number, if it's charging you a credit, yes. If it produces an additional phone number for you successfully, then yes, a credit is used.
Good for you. Okay, where can we find the recording? We already went over that. Hello, client creator. These are all great questions. If this meeting is being recorded, how are we going to find these questions and answers? That's a good question. I don't know that you can, other than just we're replaying them right now. We're recording them right now. Okay, I just wrote to my first lead and it bounced back as address not found. What do they do about that?
The address not found for the, I'm not sure if I understand that. The address for the property was not found?
No, I think it's, I just wrote to my first lead and it bounced back. I'm assuming it's their email that they sent them. And said
Possibly.
address not found.
If the email, if it's a verified lead, one of the contact informations are valid. They can either do a text message to the phone number, or they can process the lookup and see if additional email addresses are available.
Okay, next question. Do they only get one email to opt in, or will they get invited once in a while over time? We send out 2 opt-in emails for that.
Actually, we send out 3. They just
good.
They just upped it the beginning of June, that we're allowed to send out 3 opt-ins, but they have to be spaced out 15 days apart. So we're not able to do it within a 15-day period.
Okay, so how do I know which ad the lead came from? Facebook, Instagram, etc.
Yeah, that is not going to be available in the CRM. Everything is filtered through our Google marketing account that we set up for you. So because the leads are going all over your social media and Google and YouTube, that data is not pulled in. However, if you're looking for that specific data, which is great, is more tech than most people want, we are able to integrate a Google Analytics account into your client creator system, and this will provide all of that data for you. You'll be able to see everything and more. Unfortunately, we don't train or show you how to use Google Analytics, but it is available if you're familiar with it. You can set up your Google Analytics account. and then reach out to our support system, and we will integrate that with your client creator and all of your marketing, so you'll be able to see it in great detail what all the activity on your account.
Okay, last question. And then we'll button up. I'm curious, can you add past clients to Client Creator? Yes. Or is this just for the prospects that are added from a new lead source? Okay, you can import all your clients from your existing database and so on. And if you need some help with that, let Brandon and his team know, and they can help you with importing in your database.
Yeah, if you have a CSV file or a database file, you can send it to our support team. They'll format it, and then they'll import them into the CRM and Client Creator for you.
Oh, I'm going to ask one more question. Sorry. Okay. It says, why do some of the verification emails come from my email address and some come from Client Creator? Like it'll say my name at Client Creator, and the others come in from support at Client Creator.
No, any email, I think they might be getting confused. If we're sending an email to you as the realtor, it's coming from Client Creator, but to you to a client, it's going to be coming from the email address that is associated with your Client Creator account. However, we're sending it through Client Creator, so it's almost like on behalf of your realtor email address. But
that's actually not true. We have used some mock accounts, the three of us in our office, and a couple of them recently now show our names at Client Creator, but multiple ones were coming through looking for verification at support at Client Creator. It totally looks like spam. We even had contact people that we know reach out to us personally thinking we got hacked.
Yeah, so you might be talking about the opt-in email address.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, so the opt-in email address has to come from Client Creator. It's a regulation because clientcreator.com is the ones that are actually sending the email. So we have to go out.
It can't show our name somewhere.
It should have your name information in the subject of the message.
But it's inside, so
It's inside. You have to click on the email. People don't want to click on it because they think it's just spam. It doesn't show anything to specify that we're looking for them to verify for information we're going to be sending.
What does the subject of the email state?
It just says support at client. There's three of us right here all on this Zoom call.
Sure. Yeah, good.
The subject line does not reflect our name anywhere in the subject.
Just support Client Creator. Then they have to open it up. And once they open it up, somewhere in there, it says Cynthia, Janet, or
at
Glenda.
the bottom of the email, it says it.
What's the subject of the email message that you're opening?
it doesn't show a subject. It just says support at Client Creator.
Yeah,
It can't be sent without a subject line.
all
can it?
emails
Let
have
me
a
look it
subject.
up.
But she's gonna look one up right now. Glenda's looking one up right now.
Okay. Thank you, Glenda. Sorry for everyone else listening, but hopefully this is helpful to you.
Sorry,
Yeah, don't worry about it. All questions are good.
but we've been trying to do everything together, since
Good.
the training, the live training, and
I can't find one now because I got rid of them.
Well, and on that note too, will there be a charge or will we get credits taken away from us if we're calling the people that we uploaded into Client Creator?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure I understand that question, Randy. You sure?
If we import our contacts, our clients, and their phone numbers and emails are on there, are the credits being used against them since we already know their numbers and emails are good and we want to call them through? I don't know if I can call them through Client Creator or send them through Client Creator.
The credits are only utilized if you use the contact and social media lookup. So if you're just importing clients into the system, there's no credits that are being used. The credit is only being used on your system if you look up additional information for your client. So whether you bring the client in manually or if they come in through a lead capture page, if you use the contact and social media lookup, then you're going to be potentially using a credit if it has a successful lookup.
So the answer is no, they
So-
won't be.
so
So
this is, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Rand.
that's okay. It's only for when you go down and click on that magic button, the lookup button, that's only time that you might have a credit taken, but that's only if they find additional information. It will not be automatically done. You have to manually do it. So if you imported all your clients in there, unless you went to each of your clients and said, do the lookup, you won't have the possibility of one of your credits being used. Okay?
Okay, and then this is Cynthia again about the support thing. It says support, so it's coming from support@clientcreator.com. And then in the headline, it says wants to connect with you. So then I click on it and it says you've been added to my mailing list. Please click the link below to approve this request. So you can start to receive emails from me. You can unsubscribe at any time. Click here to approve. Thank you, Cynthia Kennemer.
But it doesn't have our name
In the
anywhere on
subject
there.
line.
So our clients think it's spam and they're not clicking on it.
I gotta be
Which
honest, I don't think that that's an email from our system. If you want to forward that to us, that's not a
Yes,
formatted.
yeah, it is. We all
Yeah.
got it.
It says support@clientcreator.
That's how I made myself a client, was to click on that and it shows me as verified in Client Creator.
Okay,
And that's-
how do you, okay, I'm gonna forward this email to you. Where do I send it? And I'll send it right now.
I won't be able to open it right this second, but send it to support@clientcreator.com and they can look at it. But it's saying, it doesn't have your name in the subject of the email?
No,
Not at all.
Okay, well,
Ours
we
either.
can fix that. We'll
Okay,
fix that.
perfect, thank you.
Okay. All right, you guys. Hey, thank you so much. I'm sorry we went a little bit overtime today.
No, we
Brandon?
appreciate it.
You have anything else to say before we close?
No, sir. I'll have this video done and uploaded probably within a couple of hours. It should be by the end of today.
Thank you all very much. We'll see you next week at the same time. Have a great day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.